the finish was like pretty, like he got rocked pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it was a bit. You reckon it was a bit premature?
Really?
The ref stopped it pretty
Oh, the
early.
stoppage?
Yeah.
Nah, he got
I thought
fucking destroyed,
Yeah,
bro.
I thought
Yeah.
he was getting.
He was like, his legs were like jelly.
That's
A little
true.
bit jelly, and then, And then he just came in. Let's kill myself. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, bro. But welcome back to the second episode of Backdoor Banter. And hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. And if you guys believed a lot of the shit that we spoke about in the first episode, and you took some unsolicited advice from three guys who don't really know what they're doing, but trying to figure it out, then we're pleased to have you back for the second episode. And today we're going to talk a bit about traveling, because we spoke a bit about it last time, and we thought, why not? Let's talk a bit about that and keep it a little bit lighthearted, because I think previous episode was a little bit heavy, Like, not really heavy, but we went a bit deep
It
and
was a bit serious.
a bit more serious, yeah.
I guess it was like the introduction though. So
The introduction, 100%.
We're also in a different room this time.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing that. Can you close that door?
Yeah.
Yeah, travel, man.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, bro. Like, we wanted to talk a bit more about traveling, and then we also wanted to touch a bit about like this trip, the trip that we've done to Thailand, because we spoke a little bit about that as well.
Oh yeah.
But I guess like you guys might be thinking like, why the hell are you guys talking about traveling? How does it relate to self-improvement? And well, it can and it can't at the same time, right? Like, what are you guys' thoughts about traveling? Do you guys tend to go traveling to relax, or do you typically go to find yourself?
Yeah, a lot of things. Not everything has to be about self-improvement, but I do feel like traveling is like a pretty good way to like kind of open up your eyes, like broaden your horizons. Definitely like feel like, especially solo traveling is a good like growth opportunity.
Yeah, for sure, man. When was the last time you went somewhere?
I went China beginning of this year for the
Yeah.
first time. That was a pretty uncomfortable trip because I couldn't speak the language, and it's like the city I went to is not particularly like tourist friendly. Like they don't get that many tourists, so there's not many like people that speak English and stuff. But it was good, a lot of fun.
Yeah, like we went to Chinese school for like a long time. When we were
We
kids,
did. I
right?
went for like 6 years.
Yeah.
I was stuck in the kindergarten grade for like 6 years.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah. No, same. I was stuck in kindergarten for a very long time. I had to repeat a lot.
Did you have to do the dances? Like with the little kids?
Yeah, no.
I
think,
right?
I think I never got past year 3. I think Lawrence made me repeat once.
Why did I make you repeat? What the fuck?
Because
This is what the blame on me.
I fucking kept failing. And then I think I could have went up to year 3, but then you highly recommended that I stayed in year 2.
Because you kept on failing?
Yeah, because I failed every test.
Right, okay.
I cheated in every single one of my tests.
Oh, okay, I see, okay.
And I still can't speak any Chinese.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, we can speak Cantonese though.
I can
all of
speak
us.
Cantonese, yeah.
Yeah, all of us speak some Cantonese, which is good, but yeah, it wouldn't be used widely in China anyway. So, yeah. What about like was that like more like to find yourself thing, or you were just curious to go to China?
No, not particularly to find myself. It was with 2 friends, so 2 dudes. Just like good opportunity to kind of like escape because it was during the work shutdown period. So I was like, you know what? I've got a friend there already. He's like, he knows Chinese. I'll go visit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I've never been to China before. It's like I'm like ethnically I'm Chinese, so it's good to go back to the motherland, breathe that air.
Yeah, bro. Nice, man. Nice. Did you feel more Chinese afterwards?
I did, to be honest.
Yeah, bro.
I feel more at home.
Yeah, that's it. And like, curiosity, like, what drove you to go to China? Like, I think, like, I've been in China as well. I'll tell the audience a little bit more about that later. But I don't think, like, in our sort of like friend group and people our age, like, when you ask them where they've been, it's always like fucking Japan or like Korea or somewhere in Europe.
It's not
right?
as typical, right?
Yeah. Like, I guess it's not as typical. Like, what made you go to China?
Biggest one, or the thing that initially planted it in my head a long time ago was my friend, the same one that I ended up going with. He was just showing me videos of like the city, like Chengdu.
Yeah.
And it was just like, there was a song called like Chengdu as well that I got like, it was a Chinese song and I got like really addicted to it.
Is that by the Higher Brothers?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, is it a rap song?
No.
Okay.
It's a very sappy like love song.
Okay.
But I was like, oh damn, this is really like very nice song. And then I saw videos of the city and like, it looked beautiful. So it's always been on the list.
Yeah.
And the opportunity just arose. Like the timing was just right.
Yeah.
And my friend was like there at the same time. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna pack my bags, go. It was a very last minute trip.
Mm-hmm.
Booked it like 3 weeks before we actually went to go.
Yeah.
So my friend and I were like running to get all like visas and everything sorted.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah. A little bit different as well. I guess like I was more in a mood for like pushing my boundaries kind of thing. You know, Japan I've been like 3 times. That's a classic holiday for me. I know what's the go. I know like I'm gonna have a good time there.
Yeah.
This one was like seeing something new, seeing something different.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Yeah. And what about you?
I've been to a few places, normally with family, but my recent trip was at Thailand, to Phuket specifically, just to train at Bangtao, Muay Thai and MMA. And yeah, how that happened was, we're pretty familiar with it. So one day I was a uni dropout and I wasn't really doing much with my life. I was just working and then I just wanted to, so Lauren just recommended that, why don't you guys go to Thailand and train Muay Thai for a bit. And initially I was going to go for 3 months, but thank God I went for 1.
So it was tough training then?
I wouldn't say tough training. Yeah, it was tough training for sure, but I didn't find it that enjoyable. Like, it was enjoyable, like I went there, but because most people, like, especially people that train Muay Thai, they like to go to Thailand to get away.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time I was at Thailand, I was I can't wait to go back to Sydney.
Yeah. I didn't tell you to go there to do Muay Thai, bro. I told you to go there to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, to MMA,
to do MMA, because you're a jiu-jitsu guy, not a Muay Thai guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I went, and it was a good experience. I don't regret it at all.
Yeah.
But
so for our listeners, like who may not be as acquainted with like combat sports, this is like pretty typical in like combat sports world, where like you go to like somewhere in Southeast Asia, you just like live next to a gym for like a month, and then you just like all you do is train like multiple times a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty typical thing. I wouldn't say like if you're a bit more serious about it. I know a lot of like hobbyists that probably wouldn't do something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, because they got responsibilities, but I didn't have responsibilities at the time, so I might as well take the opportunity, right?
So yeah, what would you recommend someone who's stuck in a bit of a rut, and if they had some money saved up, right, and then they're still young in their 20s, or maybe not even young, maybe like in their 30s could be like, and then they had the luxury to take a month off or something like from their home country, and would you recommend them to go, and why?
I would recommend it, but I reckon they should go with someone else that wants to do it as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you go by yourself to Thailand, it's so easy to just fall deep into the rut because like there's weed is legalized there. There's a lot of temptations around because Thailand is pretty known to be like, especially you can party a lot there.
Yeah.
So they can just go and just fall deep into the rut and just do all the bad habits.
Yeah.
But if they go with someone else that's keen to train and get their life together and sort it out, then I would recommend to everyone. But because even when I was there by myself, I remember I got injured, so I was out for like almost a week. Yeah. And I literally just stayed inside the whole time. Just stayed inside. I remember I was into Clash Royale. I was Clash Royale. And I just pumped the battle pass. Literally just grinded on Clash Royale for a very long time because I couldn't do anything else, and like I was literally limping when I walked as well. So I didn't really want to go out and like see outside because it hurt me to walk as well. So it was pretty But I would recommend it if you have the right mindset, I would say. Yeah,
true. Like I think the environment matters a lot more, right? Like I think. Well, I was with you as well, but didn't have the luxury to take as much time off, and I was there for a week and a half, close to 2 weeks, and yeah, it was like probably the hardest I've ever trained in my life, bro. We were training for like fucking 3 to 4 hours a day, like sometimes maybe 5, I think, and like and just like yeah, getting hard training in. It was fun, getting bashed and learning from it as well. But I can see that like when if you're there by yourself and you don't have the right mindset or the right structure, like you could fall into those bad habits there. And there's a lot of opportunity for degenerate activities in Thailand, especially in Phuket.
Yeah, because I even met a lot of people. Literally, all they do is train a bit. They'll train and then they'll go home, go back to their apartment, like smoke some weed, and then they'll just go back, train again, and then it just caused, like, I met one guy there. He was smoking weed and he was really paranoid about staph. Yeah, and then he fucking ended up getting staph. I swear I feel like he just
manifested it.
He manifested the staph, and he was just really paranoid. Went to the hospital, got staph, and he booked his flight. He booked his flight early, and then he just fucking went back. Yeah,
bounced.
Yeah, wow. Like, and Justin, you've been to Thailand for a similar trip before, right? Like a while ago.
That was my first solo trip.
Yeah.
So that was like a couple of years back. Went to Tiger Muay Thai to do some jiu-jitsu for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
What was good about that was, even though it was solo, I did meet up with people from my jiu-jitsu gym there. And yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. Different crowd, different bodies, and it was definitely hard training. I think I was training like twice a day, which was like a big step up from like my 3 to 6 times a week that I normally do like back in Sydney. So definitely, like, I think it toughened up my like mental and my like physical more than like technique, because I feel like you can only learn so much technique in like that short period of time.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I was a bit tougher, and it was good fun experience, something different.
Yeah, and it like probably increased your ego a little bit in the gym, eh? Like your confidence, not ego but confidence.
Yeah. Came back, I thought I was gonna smash everyone. Bro, I've been like training like every day. I'm gonna be so good, but at the end of the day, I was like about the same. I was like a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah. No, I had the same experience as well, but I feel like I did get better because everyone there was. Those of you who don't know, like they have very MMA guys. They have very tight pressure. They like to pressure past you.
Yeah.
And then I was went back to our gym back in Sydney, and then people were trying to pressure past me. I'm like, oh, the guy in Thailand is way better than this. And I felt like I could escape a lot easily.
Yeah.
But then that ego boost only lasted like a week, and then I started getting fucking pumped again.
Yeah, I think I had like a similar experience as well. I'm like, you just came up from Thailand, sparring, and then I was sparring, and then I was just like, everyone's like, oh, you got it better, bro. I'm like, yeah, man, like I feel so much better. But then after a couple of weeks, man, I just went back to normal. I think I just forgot to like practice those new techniques and all that again, and then like going back to a different training style. So that's very, very funny, man. And like, well, with those trips, like solo trips or any of the trips like that you guys been on, like, have you guys like just met a lot of people along the way as well? Because I think that's a big part about traveling, especially solo traveling. You do get to meet a lot of people that you stay connected with, like sometimes for the rest of your life, or maybe just during the trip they help you out a lot, and you understand a new perspective on life. And has that been something that you guys have experienced when going on these trips?
Yeah, definitely. None of the people I've met I've like kept up with outside of like that holiday.
Yeah.
Or like just hanging out with like new people, or like kind of making new friends, and just enjoying that time was like a lot of fun. I do feel like you've got to have the right environment though. So for these training trips, it's a bit easy because you see the same faces every day when you go to class, right? So that's not bad. That's pretty easy. You make some friends there. The other one is actually living in a hostel. I found like very good. Because everyone's young, everyone's living in like bunks and shit, and everyone is like kind of down to like meet people as well. So for my recent like Japan trip, maybe like 2 years ago, I stayed in a hostel for half of the trip, and I just like that one night I just like hung around the lobby. I was just seeing like who's like sitting around, like made a few friends, and we just like had a night out and like hung out with them a little bit throughout that trip. One thing I would do differently is I would probably sometimes hostels, they give you a private room in the hostel, and that's probably what I would do, because the bunks were a bit shit. Like they were like tiny little capsules. So if you get a room in the hostel, it's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
If you're solo traveling.
Was it like the capsule hotels? Like the.
It was like a similar vibe, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like they called themselves more a hostel to, I guess, invite a different crowd, like more travelers and more people who are like young and trying to get that same experience. But it was basically you lived in a little capsule, yeah.
Right. Have you guys ever been to a capsule hotel? I've been watching videos on it, like the BuzzFeed worth it, like $50 hotel versus like 3,000.
Yeah.
It seems pretty interesting, man. Like,
Capsule hotels.
the capsule hotels in Japan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll definitely want to experience it one time.
Yeah, I think I want to experience it as well. It'll be a good experience, eh? But I think I just haven't had the opportunity like recently. I guess like everywhere I go is like either a Western country or somewhere in Thailand that probably doesn't have it. Or correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Phuket had one.
There's one here in Sydney.
Yeah,
the space one, but I've never.
I don't know if I want to do that. Just go live in a shoebox for a weekend. That's like not that far from my house, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but the ones in Japan they're typically like quite clean, eh?
They're quite clean, quite cheap. I think it was like $40 a night, which is like maybe half like what you would pay for like a very cheap like, apartment or Airbnb.
Yeah.
And Japan everywhere is clean, so it's good. Worth it if you're on a budget.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I also wanted to bring up. I guess I wanted to ask you guys a question, and I guess I'll answer it first as well. It's like if you guys were like 20 years old again, right? That's not that long ago for Edmund, but you know, let's say if you were 18, right? If I was 20, you were 20 again. Like what would you have done differently when traveling? What would you have done that you like didn't have the chance to do, and also like, or maybe you plan to do that you would have done a little bit earlier in life, right, when you were younger and had like less responsibilities, right? So like for me, I think I would have done that Thailand trip earlier. Like I should have started combat sports earlier, and then do that Thailand trip, earlier, or do like a whole month or 2 months potentially away, and then just training and just being by myself, learning how to be by myself for a long time and not be uncomfortable. That's something that I do. And like, to be honest, I've barely gone solo traveling. A lot of the times it's always been with like my partner, family or friends. I only had an opportunity to go, I guess, solo on like a trip for work to Perth last month, where I was with my colleague for a bit, and in a couple of days I was by myself exploring. But I think that's something I definitely would have done. I should have done a lot sooner in life. And reason why is really just being able to explore by myself, meet new people by myself, and like being like uncomfortable, and getting used to that uncomfort of just being alone.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that was one of the biggest things that came out of solo traveling for me.
Yeah.
Was that like just being like chill with like being by myself. I'm gonna go eat at a restaurant by myself. I'm gonna just like, oh, it looks interesting. I'm just gonna go walk over there. Definitely feel like I only got comfortable because I was forced into doing it when I was solo traveling.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what I would do for my travel stuff, if I was like back to when I was 20. To be honest, I'm very happy with like how I've approached it. So I guess the big things would be, I'll just kind of rehash like the things that I've been happy with.
Yeah.
Which was that I've been on holidays with like a lot of different groups of people. If it's just like, if it just comes up like, oh, I'm going to Japan kind of thing, I would just like, okay, I'm just gonna come with. So I've been like with like different like groups of friends, like there's like co-workers from when I was like a lifeguard to like then my high school friends, and then like I went to one of my uni friends, and then also just like we went to like America with like a new group of people as well last year.
Yep.
And I think having that variety of travel, like different groups, I feel like it bonds you like quite a bit deeper than if you were to like, it kind of fast tracks your relationships with those people, I feel like, when you travel with them.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big one.
True, that's true. Like you basically like living with them, hey, every day.
Yeah. Also the planning, I feel like like when you're like planning with them and you're looking forward to something together for like a year, you kind of just build that bond that's like takes a lot more effort otherwise.
Yeah.
And also like more solo travel earlier. That would be good.
Yeah.
Would have made me more confident, I think.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I guess a better question for Edmund would be that, like, because he graduated high school, like, when he graduated high school, the year after, the COVID lockdown started happening. So he has had, like, 2 years of, like, traveling was not even possible, right? So if that didn't happen, right, and you had, you know, and you know, you could change what you did in the past, like, what would you do? Or what would you recommend yourself?
Well, the thing is, like, right after HC finished, I went to America, like, right before, so that's like when COVID was peaking up and everyone was like really scared of COVID, and there was like, I remember there was like 7 cases in Australia and everyone's like, oh, fuck, you have COVID, you're gonna die, man. And I was so scared. But what I would have done differently in that trip alone, because I was by myself for a lot of it, because my cousins were at uni, were at college and work, couldn't really go out.
Yeah.
I remember there was this one time I was at Las Vegas. Literally, our parents went out to, I don't know, do whatever they were doing, and I was in the fucking hotel room by myself, fucking doing nothing. I was like jack shit, and this by myself. And I was in Vegas. Yeah. And I really wish that I actually went out and explored Vegas, but I was a bit scared, you know, because I was just scared. Because Vegas is a bit of a loopy place, and I don't really know what I'm going to encounter. And I wish I just went out, and because realistically, probably no one's going to fucking attack me or anything.
Right.
And I really wish I took advantage of that.
Yeah.
And actually explored America. And yeah, because Vegas is like usually it's meant to be where it's at, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, I was 17 at the time.
Good enough.
Yeah, I couldn't go into the casino, but yeah, I wish.
Just walking around and shit, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's a fun city to walk around.
Yeah.
I would have saw some crazy shit.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. But let's say if there wasn't lockdown, I wish I did combat sports earlier, because I actually did trial at the place that we train at now. I trialed there right after high school with one of my mates, but and then I started work, so I never got back to it, and then I just put it on the back burner for a very long time. I remember I always wanted to pick up jiu-jitsu for very, very long time, and then one day I just started and never looked back. And I wish I did that Thailand trip a lot sooner as well, especially when I was younger. I would have, it would have taught me a lot. Definitely would have taught me a lot.
Yeah. I also like one thing is, we're talking about America as well. Like, one thing I would have probably done earlier was probably go on exchange. Like, well, I haven't had the chance to do it, right? Like, go on exchange with uni, right? I managed to scrape my way past uni with a pass average, right? And I wish I just did exchange, but I remember, like, at the time when I looked at the exchange requirements, my GPA was too low because I had a pass average, or I failed a couple subjects. So, you know, I wish I, like, you know, did a little bit better, and then like went on exchange, or surely I should have looked into it more, and then there might have been like an exception or something like that, right? So that's probably like one thing I would do, like probably like go to the US, like on exchange, or maybe Canada. Like, you know, that's probably something I wouldn't be able to do again, but that's all right, you know. But I would recommend, like, if I was
the
opportunity, yeah, I you know, just hear good things about it, and you know, you're definitely like on your own and living the student life like somewhere else, and 100% like you'll learn a lot from that, eh? Yeah.
I had the opportunity to go exchange to Japan, but I decided not to because I was like getting like really into jiu-jitsu at that point. And I was like, I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna cancel it.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, that would have been fun actually.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Just to quote the infamous Craig Jones, right? I was listening to his podcast again with Kit Dow, and then one of them said, I forgot who said it, I think maybe Craig said it, and he was like, oh yeah, jiu-jitsu is like really good for your life if you have nothing going on for your life, but then, you know, if you actually have a job and something good going on outside of jiu-jitsu, it'll totally ruin your life. It's I guess like an classic example.
Classic example, right? Wrong priorities, hey?
Yeah, straight up, bro. They would rather roll around.
Sweaty men.
Sweaty men, yeah.
Have an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah. Hey, that's alright, man. You make up for lost time ago in Japan, like, you know,
every 2 years.
Every 2 years, exactly.
Good excuse.
Yeah. But like, where are the top three places that we have all been, right? Like, Edmund's a little limited, but like, you know, I guess we'll start off with you first. Edmund. Like, even if it's just like interstate, right? It doesn't even have to be, like, overseas.
I actually really enjoyed Melbourne. Going to Melbourne and just having the food there. The food there is really good. I don't know if it's just I don't explore the food here that much.
Yeah.
But like I heard like the brunch spots in Melbourne. Like, when I tried them, they were like pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing that I've had in Sydney. But I don't really explore Sydney that much, to be honest. Like the foods and stuff.
Yeah.
Where else? I'll probably still have to put LA up there because of just nostalgia. Going there, seeing my cousins.
Yeah.
And going to Disneyland every time. And where else?
Is this in descending order from like?
No, I'll put LA first.
Okay.
And where would be? I wouldn't say. I'll probably put Hong Kong up there as well.
Hong Kong.
I remember I liked Hong Kong a lot.
Yeah. What did you like about it?
Just seeing the views, the food and stuff, and just having that pasta and ham every morning.
Oh, the macaroni soup, right?
Macaroni soup.
Yeah.
Every morning. Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't feel like I've been to a lot of places, so I don't really have much to put it up against. But that would probably be my top three for now.
Top three? Nice, man. It's a good list, bro. What about you?
I've got mixed feelings about LA, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really, we went last year.
Yeah.
Really good Mexican food.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, so much. Maybe it was because I was driving, but the roads there are terrible.
Yeah.
People are so dangerous. Like things are so far away.
Yeah. A lot of freeways, eh?
Yeah, but like the extravagant places in LA are like really nice. Like the Grove, it's like like that's crazy. Best place. I keep bringing it up, but I just love Japan. I'm just a weeaboo. Tokyo, I feel like a lot of people like Osaka, but I think Tokyo is my favorite. Just so metropolitan. It's like the city of cities. Which I'm a pretty urban person, I think.
Yeah.
So I like exploring cities more than like more suburban areas. Or like Hawaii. That's
Hawaii's, man.
yeah, so chill. Great weather. Like water's like great temperature as well. So I reckon Japan, Hawaii, and then I haven't been to that many other places, to be honest. I'll just put those two for now.
Japan,
Vegas.
Hawaii.
Vegas.
Or maybe even interstate, bro. Yeah.
I've been to Brisbane, I've been to Melbourne. They're similar to Sydney in my mind. Like generally, it's like same ballpark.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit colder or a little bit more like Newtowny hip. I really liked Vegas just because it's a big like adult playground basically. Just walk from one party to like another. Yeah. Good fun.
I should have changed my answer. I like Gold Coast actually. I forgot I went to Gold Coast because it was such a short bit. I was literally there for like 5 days, but I remember it being pretty fucking fun. Yeah. I'll put Gold Coast, and I'll probably have to take off. I'll take off Hong Kong.
Oh really?
Fuck, I'll put 2 interstates. Yeah.
So you changed Hong Kong to full Gold Coast for Surfers Paradise?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's interesting, bro. Yeah. But like for me, I think top 3 places. I think the first one would be like New Zealand, Queenstown. It's pretty amazing, man. Like, just such a somewhat relaxing lifestyle. Like wherever you live on the place, it's always like just a nice view. Like you got, just like nice water front. What's it called again? Like it's not a lake. Is it a lake? Lake is freshwater, right? Lakes. Yeah. It's like freshwater lakes and all that, and it's just an amazing place, man. A lot of nature, and seems pretty relaxing, man. Just living there. Like,
saw like a couple hobbits, like just
hobbits.
wandering around.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Saw a couple of hobbits, a couple of Sestrum ones that crawl out, like, oh, are they filming the new Lord of the Rings? But so I saw that, and it was pretty amazing, man. Had a fun time, and I think like my second one would probably be I think Thailand, but like reason why is because he helped me discover Muay Thai, right? And then I went there with my partner early last year, very early last year, start of 2023, and then just like we just decided to go because she had some like MX points to like spend and all that, and you know, took a week, went to Thailand, and then I was like, oh, you know, we'll try out a Muay Thai class, and like I had no combat sport. Well, we did have combat sports experience. Like we did some kung fu as a kid, but you know, I don't think I learned shit from it. And but yeah, did that. I'm like, wow, this is pretty fun. And you know, my Muay Thai coach now, the head coach at my gym that I train at, like went to school with you, primary school with you, or with me, and then just hit him up and like, hey man, I want to come train. And it was a very welcoming experience, and you know, fell in love with the sport just then, like since then. And I think that's why I like Thailand so much. It's a pretty weird place. Like Phuket's a pretty weird place. So like if I was just to go there for a holiday, right, and not train, like I probably wouldn't go again. But it's like a really good place to train, and also yeah, it just made me discover my love for the sport. And you know, I loved it so much that I went back like 6 months later with my brother. So like to train, and yeah, like I put Thailand like as a second, and yeah, third place, I would say, yeah, either like Hong Kong or Vegas, right? Because like my experience with Hong Kong is will be a lot more different than my brother's or than Edmund's, because we went together as family when we were like, you know, under 18 or whatnot, and you know, I went like with some friends when I think I was 20 or 21, and yeah, it was just a really good time just going out, and you know, like we met a lot of people along the way, just like so many funny encounters and stories that we have, just like exploring the streets of Hong Kong, like while it was still like hustling and bustling. It was like an amazing place, man. And also me being Cantonese speaker as well, just like hearing people speak Cantonese everywhere, you know. It was like you're playing Sleeping Dogs, the video game, you know. Yeah, it was. I think like Hong Kong will be like my third. Yeah. But yeah, man, like hold on, fuck.
Yeah.
Just on the brain fart.
Well, I'm yet to travel places with my mates, which is something that we want to do, but usually because a lot of them don't have the money to, because you know, a lot of uni kids don't really have that much money, or they just spend their money on dumb shit. And,
it's the struggle way. During uni, you don't have the money, but then once you start a job, you don't have the leave for it.
And like a lot of, I'm friends with a lot of introverts as well, so they just like to stay at home and stuff. But it would be good to travel, because like I want to experience it while I'm young, and just go to places. But yeah, I'm yet to like I've never visited a country with my mates or anyone else besides family.
Oh, yeah. Would you say like it helps you break out of your comfort zone? Like you mentioned, like you're in previous episodes, you're quite introvert, and you were very heavy, like you were a big introvert in high school as well. Like, would you think it's helped you come out of your shell a bit more, like when you went to Thailand?
Yeah, no, definitely. Because with Thailand, I wanted to introduce myself to people.
Yeah.
So usually I would just stay in the corner, like fucking not talk to anyone.
Yeah.
But then but in Thailand I wanted to like make friends, go actually get out of my shell, introduce myself, have a conversation with people. And yeah, I made a lot of friends, made a few friends there. Even the other day, one of the guys I met there, he's from America. He messaged me on WhatsApp just to catch up and shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I think he's planning to visit Sydney soon.
Ah.
Don't know when, but yeah.
Yeah. Is that the guy that got chased by a dog?
Yeah. Yeah. He got bit by a dog.
Yeah.
What's the story?
So I met him. I met him in Thailand, and then I just didn't see him again for a long time. He said he was living somewhere else, but he was training in some other gym. But he was like, oh yeah, I really like it here at Bangtao. I'm gonna start training you. And then I didn't see him for like 3 weeks. And I was like, oh fuck, I reckon that guy just didn't come. But one time I was injured and I was going to the spa. And I was in the Grab, so the Uber, and I fucking saw him while we were driving. I was like, oh, what the fuck? He's like there. And then like a few days later, I saw him at Bangtao, and then I approached him, and he was just like, oh shit. They're like, oh, I thought you went back to Australia, but then he told me the story of literally that day he went to the beach, and he was walking home. He got lost. He stumbled upon some dog's den, because like a lot of stray dogs there, you know, and then they were just big. And for some reason, he thought it was a good idea to like if he acts big, then they would go away. They'll run away. They'll be scared.
Yeah.
So then he just got his fucking bag and he got his bag, started swinging it and shit.
Oh my god.
Started swinging it, and so the dogs felt threatened and they fucking bit him. And he had to get like he had to go to the hospital, get like antibiotics and shit.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And so he was out. He was out for a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why I didn't see him. But he was a good guy.
He would have had a better chance of not getting bit if he just walked away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He just didn't do anything.
Yeah, if he just didn't act like a threat, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Right. And like I think like that also like makes me think like what are some things that will help, I guess, an introvert remove some friction when it comes to traveling? Because for me, I would feel like an introvert, and I'm quite like introvert as well, like from times. And I think like for me, the reason why I would potentially not go to a place or have a bit of friction when going is because I wouldn't know how to I would overthink how to act when I'm like in that country. I'm like there's probably certain rules and tips that I need to follow, or might get killed or end up in a bathroom somewhere with a missing kidney. So like what are some tips that like you guys would give like solo travelers or just introverts trying to like go somewhere and not like psych themselves out?
Me personally, I feel like it's pretty easy to, as long as the country's not very strict, like let's say Dubai, for example.
Yeah.
It's not really strict. As long as you're not a fucking idiot, then you'll be fine. Like most of the time, as long as you don't fucking like do shit to provoke someone, then like 9 out of 10 times you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And just gotta search up some rules, of course, before you go there. Just have a general idea of what the rules are like and don't break them, and you'll be fine. I reckon.
Yeah.
I'll say so.
You say so? Yeah, true.
And and if you're introverted as well, I don't know. It's you just have to like break out your shell, right? Because if you're introverted and you want to meet new people and shit, then you just have to break out your shell. Like, there's no way around it, I would say.
Yeah, I think like it's not that deep, eh? Like you can go somewhere and then if you're introverted, like there will be times where you just want to chill out on your own. I think everyone would just want some downtime, right? But I think like it's not that deep. Like you go there and like potentially you live in a hostel, you can meet new people. It removes that friction of meeting people, and also like just I guess the easiest like first step maybe is go to a country that speaks your language, right? And then that way you can understand the rules a bit better. Like a Western country, if you're from a Western country, go to another Western country, and like you still gain a new perspective, right? Even though they speak English, I think that like that'll be like a good tip there.
Yeah, I feel like as well, it is a lot easier like when you're like in another country to kind of break out of your shell, because I feel like it's such a different environment. Like you don't feel trapped in the same identity. You can just be like the extroverted person for like one day, smash a few like strong zeros and then just like talk to someone at the bar next to you kind of thing.
Yeah.
But just gotta have a little bit of courage and just like take that step, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I think when you're traveling like that, you don't have to worry about social anxiety as much, because like for me, when I get social anxiety is because I care about what certain people think about me, because they could be people in my professional life, they could be friends of friends or friends, and I don't want them to think I'm an idiot. So that's why I just play that in my head, get a bit of social anxiety there. But like when you're traveling to other countries, like you probably won't see these people again, right? And as long as you're not doing anything stupid or not being like a Karen or whatever, and like people would bring their phones out and record you and they're doing something very silly, then like you can sort of like reinvent yourself for those like couple weeks that you're there, and then you could potentially bring that back to Australia and then like sort of come out of your shell a bit more.
100%.
Yeah, because even when I went to Vin Jiang's workshop and he speaks about something like that, he talks about he calls it breaking the mold.
Yeah.
Because every time you like visit someone new, they have no preconceived conception of. They don't know who the fuck you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you can literally act like someone that you're not.
Yeah.
And that would, and then in their mind that would be their perception of you. So he moved schools like 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And he got bullied a lot. And he was like, when I'm into this new school, I'm gonna be the bully. So he started.
What the hell?
So he tried to like be like a bully. He, like, I think he said some guy like threw a rubber at him, and he fucking got his whole rubber, fucking pegged it back at him, so no one would fuck with him.
Yeah.
But then he found out, like, he's like, yeah, I'm not a bully, man. So then yeah. And I think the next school he was just like, he just kept reinventing himself every single time.
Just kept trying
new shit.
Found what felt natural, I guess.
Yeah, because he had the option to, because no one really knows who he is.
Yeah.
In a new school, they have no preconceived conception of him, and you can just fucking just reinvent yourself and just be someone that you're not.
Wait, sorry. How did he go to so many schools?
Either he got I think he got expelled from a few.
Because he was bullying.
No, because he was running his own like fucking. He was like selling shit, like running his own illegal business and shit. I think so. Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
And probably because his parents moved and shit.
Yeah, right. See, like I think everyone sort of thought about that before. They sort of want to reinvent themselves, like go to like a new school and sort of reinvent themselves. But like not everyone has that opportunity. And I guess like we see a lot of people transition like their social skills or like just their personality when graduating from high school and moving over to uni. People tend to like reinvent themselves in those couple months, or when they start uni they sort of become a different person. But let's say if that didn't happen and you still want to do that, traveling is probably the easiest way, because you definitely probably won't see these people again, and it's so much easier just to like come over your show, be a bit more loose and all that. And if it helps, like we're not encouraging alcohol use, but like Justin said, smash a couple of strong zeros, like like take incremental steps. Like you shouldn't need alcohol to do it, but if that's what helps you to get started, like why not? But just don't rely on it and get into that slippery slope where you need alcohol to like function and socialize. So like that. It's many different ways, right? Yeah, but like what are your thoughts about like partying when going overseas? Because I think like in our younger years, like especially you and I, Justin, like we've been on a couple of trips together, and we would just like there were just times where we would just like party pretty hard and be basically like degens, bro, lack of better words. But what are your thoughts about that? Like, is that something that people should do? Is that like something that like they shouldn't? And is that a part that you think you wasted in your youth years? Like you could have been doing some other shit.
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like I can't be like on camera saying like you should be like being a DJ. But what I will say is I don't regret like any of like the shit that we like got up to. I feel like it's part of the youth, right? You want those stories. You don't want to be like you're 40, 50 and then like I just didn't really do much. So, and I feel like going a little bit crazy kind of, I don't know, reconnected me with a different part of myself. I feel like I'm pretty reserved or pretty sensible like normally. Yeah. And like, but there was like a wild side that like already came out when we did that. Yeah. So I think that reconnected me to that a little bit, and it's kind of like come together. But I wouldn't regret it, bro. I feel like party hard, like when you're young. Like don't get addicted to it. Like easier said. Yeah, don't go overboard. Easier said than done. But I do think it was helpful for me. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. Like
what about you?
Yeah, me too, man. I think it was definitely helpful, and it was a good time, and just the vibes were good every time we went out and partied, and like you would meet like a bunch of like, random people and new people, and you I was a little bit like introverted, so I think partying and meeting new people while like under the influence was definitely quite fun, and like a lot of like funny memories came out of it, and like. Yeah, there is a bit of a slippery slope there, but I don't regret it at all. Parts that I do regret though would be actually so when I said don't regret at all, that's a lie. I don't regret most of it, but some parts that I do regret would be like, you know, spending that much money on drinks. You know what I mean? Like drinks and all that stuff, and I could have just spent it on something else. But that was all part of it, and I guess we might not have had the same experience if I didn't spend that money. But you know, now I'm looking back at it, I'm like, fuck, I spent a lot of money, bro, that I could have used on something. Like the house deposit, bro. Yeah. But what about you? Like, you're still like relatively young, yeah, compared to.
I've actually never really partied that hard when I went to Melbourne. Yeah, I guess I partied, but I wouldn't even say I partied that hard. You know,
Mhm.
like I went to sleep at like fucking 2 a.m., which is not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if I was to go out now, would I party? Probably not. Like I think it's I would rather be like more like in a right headspace when I visit and like when I travel to new places
Mm-hmm.
and actually take it in instead
Yeah.
of feeling like fucking shit like the night before.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just me personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't really travel that much, so.
Is that something that you want to change? Like, is that something that you want to itch? Like, is that an itch that you want to scratch?
Like party?
No, not party.
Oh,
Like,
just
traveling more.
Yeah, definitely. I want to travel more. I want to be able to just go to places without like worrying about fucking money and shit
Yeah.
and being tied down to responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go while you're young, bro.
Yeah.
Go while you're young. Yeah. And I think like for me as well, wanted to add like I like the thought of like you're going places just to like see what the view is and like, you know, sightseeing and all that, but like there's a part of like different parts of the country come out like when like you discover different parts of the country when you start actually partying and delving into the nightlife a bit more, because that's also part of what that country has to offer, right? So like if you go to, you know, like if you come visit Australia, right, like the nightlife, especially in New South Wales, is a bit more strict and more tight, and like people always mean that there isn't much of a nightlife here, and it's pretty like vanilla, the nightlife, right? Like not that we're getting into like some hardcore shit, but if you like go to party in Asia, for example, like in Japan, Hong Kong, or even the US, right? Like you can see like parts of the nightlife that's different, and also how they sort of like party over there. And I feel like I've used the word party so many times, but also you see stuff like at night, and like you see different people and the nightlife, how it differs from culture to culture, and it's a pretty good way to explore the place, especially if you're not a sightseeing person and you don't give a crap about like sightseeing.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like go see some temples or something during the day,
And then, yeah.
hit up some bars at night. It's
Exactly.
like a lot of fun.
And you go to the temple in the morning to
Yeah,
just,
then-
you know, pray again. For sin, and then it's
Forgive
like,
me.
Forgive me for what I've done last night. Yeah.
I feel like one thing I would say is like, what do you guys think of? Because I feel like there is a bit of a sentiment sometimes of like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna travel much at all when I'm young. I'm gonna like save up and like start investing straight away, kind of thing. I feel like there is like a lot of like wisdom in that, but I feel like the things that you don't want to miss out on when you're younger is traveling with friends. Because solo travel and stuff, you know, maybe do like one trip to get out of your shell.
Yeah.
But you can always do that like when you're in your 30s or 40s.
Exactly.
I feel like traveling with friends though, it's very much like a 20s thing.
Yeah, bro.
Like you're not going to get that many chances to like travel, especially for like big groups of people.
Exactly.
So if you get the opportunity to like join up with a bunch of friends to travel, I feel like that's a really like rare opportunity that is only like available when you're a bit younger. So like really weigh up those and really like prioritize going on those.
Yeah, I know, like, because I think it's like we're like approaching our like late 20s, like we're now mid to late 20s, and I can feel like there would be a lot of friction the next time we try to plan something, and just because of like work commitments, like maybe you've got been promoted into a much more senior role and you're sort of stressed like doing all this stuff and you can't leave your team, or if you plan to get married or have kids or whatnot, that's going to get like even harder to plan traveling with friends. So definitely like get that done, like not get that done, but like experience it while you're still young and while you still have the energy to do it, right? But what if someone doesn't have that many friends, or their friends aren't like down to travel with, but they don't want to do that solo trip and they want to but still travel with people, like be moving around with people?
Good question. I feel like one thing is be open-minded to like making friends, because I feel like I mentioned, the first holiday I ever went on with like actually ever outside of Australia was with like random work colleagues that like I didn't really know them that well. Like I had like half a year or something. They were chill, and then one guy just invited me. Oh, I'm in Japan. You guys wanna come along? And then that was a really fun experience, because I feel like I got to know those boys like pretty well, and you know what? It was like a lot of fun. Like I think just be open-minded. You don't have to go with like specifically one group. If you get invited, just like consider going.
Yeah, like
I also have a friend who went on a Kentucky tour. That's it. I've never been on one, but I think that's a good option. They kind of like just plug you in a group of like young people, so like 10 like young people, and you get up to know good together. That's like seems like fun.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of like travel groups and stuff as well, like on Facebook and all that. Like I personally haven't like done one of those, but I recently I was just out somewhere for dinner, and then like there was just a couple of guys that like met up at a restaurant, and then it was very weird because they came in like one by one and they weren't really ordering anything, and then turns out like they were part of a travel group and they also just met there. So like it seems like they met online or something. So that's like definitely something that you can do if you want to travel with a group, but you don't have that many friends to go with, or your friends aren't down and have different priorities, right? But to share a personal experience, like that I did, I guess like without my immediate like social circle, was a study tour that I did with the university, and that was to China. So that was just around the same time when Edmund went to the US, right? I wasn't there with him. I went to China for 2 weeks on a study tour with uni, like right before COVID happened, and it was just a bunch of people that applied through the university, and I think there was about like say 10 to 12 of us, and we all like sort of just met up to plan and do all the compliance stuff with the university and making sure that we're going for the right reasons, this and that, and like it was quite a good experience. Like you meet new people that you haven't met like from the uni, and you already like have something in common, like you both study at the same university. And look, I don't keep in contact with them now, but I definitely like met like a couple of people that I still feel comfortable just hitting up, like if I was to message them. And particularly like there's this one guy that there were only 2 other guys, and then like one of the guys that I roomed with, his name was Chris Cheeseman. If you're watching this, appreciate you, bro, for being a good roommate. And I just spent 2 weeks just like terrorizing this guy with my instigating, like let's go have a drink, man. And like he was down at first, he was he was a good Aussie bloke, just liked having a beer, but I don't think he was expecting me to terrorize him like that.
Couldn't keep up.
So yeah, exactly. And then looking back, I'm like, fuck, bro. I wasn't a dickhead. Like I wasn't being a dickhead to him, but I was just always G'ing up, like let's go have a beer. And while he's like trying to sleep, I'm like, come on, bro, let's go. But yeah, like it's met friends like that, and a few other people, and like it was quite easy because the uni does most of the planning for you, and all you got to do is just rock up to the planning and just make sure that you're there on the day that the plane leaves. And that's one thing that I would recommend people to do.
What did you guys actually do on that trip? Did you guys like do any work or?
Yes and no. Like it was a study tour which involved like a little bit of tourism, like around sightseeing and all that. Right, so I went specifically to Shanghai, Beijing, and Hangzhou. Like I think like a good 50% of it was sightseeing, right? And then another 50% were just like visiting corporations that we like partner with for the study tour, and just seeing how they work on a day to day, like it's a bit of a blur because I was pretty hungover like most of the time, and I'll just be a shell of a human and just rock up to these places. And yeah, like we went to some universities, went to some corporations, and like just to learn about their day-to-day operations and a bit about their marketing and organization as well. And yeah, just make notes, bro. And then at the end we had to submit an essay, and it was meant to give you like it was meant to give you 10 credits or something for free, but I don't think I ever ended up getting it, bro. Like, but I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was quite some time ago. But that's basically what we did. Yeah. Okay. And also, one thing when we were talking about like something that I'd regret as well was I didn't have the chance to go on exchange, like I said, but before that China study tour, 2 years before that, I had the option to go to Korea for a study tour as well, and applied, like went through like the first and second thing to like first and second I guess planning stages, and you know we're getting ready to go, but when they slapped me with the cost of it, because these study tours aren't free, right? And you can I guess put part of it on, well you can put like I think 10 grand on it on like Hex, but they're a little bit inflated, I think, because I think the uni has to take some admin fees or whatever, uni has to make money, and I think it was going to cost me like 7 grand or something like that to go to Korea. And I could have put it on my Hex step, but I still have to pay it off at the end of the day. But I just decided that, I'm like, nah, fuck this, I'm going to pull out, I'm not going to go, it's too expensive. But in hindsight, I think I should have gone. Like, it's probably like the experience I won't get back, and like, especially traveling with a bunch of guys like from uni while we're still young. But yeah, I don't think I'd be going to Korea anytime soon, and that's sort of just my chance there, because I guess there's not much of an inclination for me to go to Korea, but it would have been a good experience anyway. Yeah.
Common theme is like just go away.
Just go.
when you get like opportunities.
Yeah, exactly, man. Take every opportunity.
I feel like one interesting thing. What did you guys think of like traveling with like other people or like friends? Do you feel like you saw like other sides? I know you said you haven't had a chance to. But did you see other sides of your friends when you like traveled with them, like lived with them, and you know was like stuck together for like long periods of time?
I did, man. Like they a lot of people say like, oh, traveling with people can make or break friendships, and like it can make the friendship stronger or it'll fucking break it, bro. You won't be friends, and you know I've seen that experience. Like I've seen that happen to people in real life as well, where they're not friends after that trip. And like, I don't think I've ever broken up a friendship due to travel. I think I'm a pretty easygoing guy, and not too much ticks me off. But yeah, there are certain things that like kind of just annoy me, like some habits of people, like that definitely just annoy me on the trip. But I think afterwards I sort of just like forget about it, because it's like I don't experience it every day. So. Yeah.
Just get over it kind of thing.
Yeah, just get over it kind of thing. Like, yeah. Well, what about you?
Yeah, bro. I feel like I'm less easygoing. Things get to me a lot more easily. I feel like one thing I've learned is I just kind of need my own space.
Mm-hmm.
So like nowadays when I travel with people, I'll still reserve time to like kind of go off on my own, or kind of get my own room and like just have that level of space. Because I feel like when I'm stuck with people for too long, even small things like they start getting to me.
Yeah, like for you went to like Melbourne, right, with friends?
Yeah.
Are there parts of your,
No, bro. And they would. I reckon I'm pretty easygoing. Like they would just be like, oh yeah, they want to kick on at someone else's place. I'll be like, alright, cool,
Yeah.
go. I'm going back to the hotel. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
And there were like parts of it. Like I did see people were like pissed off about other people, about what they would do on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, bro, I just went. I was just there for the ride.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, actually, better question for you. Like, what about when you were traveling with me? Like, because we haven't been on a family trip together for like, a long time before that. And yes, we do live together, but I guess like we do have quite a bit of space in our house, and we have sometimes like our schedules don't align for us to be home at the same time. Like you'll be like training and I'll be like training somewhere else, or like or I'd be out and about, and then you'd be home. So but like it's not like we don't I guess like see each other like as often at home, but I guess like in Thailand we were like living together, training together, going to the gym together. Like we basically saw each other at least like 20 not 23 but like minus 8 hours of sleep, like at least 16 hours a day, bro. We fucking saw each other.
Yeah. No, nothing really ticked me off, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I know you don't have the same to say about me. I know I probably ticked you off a bit because I remember you mentioning it to me. But I wouldn't say. I actually can't think of anything that ticked me off, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty fine, pretty chill for me.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you for me?
Well, you know what? Like, you know how I said I just forget about it? Like, I literally forgot what the fuck I said. Like, I don't remember what annoyed me. Like I'm saying, it's probably just like small habits that you do that I haven't realized until now. But like, what is an example that you're comfortable to share?
That you said that I went on my phone a lot when I was.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
Okay. But to be fair, I think you did the same as well.
Do I?
Yeah, you did. But I just never. I don't like. It doesn't tick me off as much. When I'll talk to you and you're like when you're on your phone and you don't really concentrate, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't really care. But then
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like during that time as well.
I wouldn't say during that time, but I can pick out a few times, like a lot of times that you have done that to me as well.
Yeah. Fair enough. I'm sorry.
No, it's right.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we can list like the things that we've seen that have like annoyed people the most, and maybe you can like when you're on holiday keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest ones that I've seen are snoring. It's always about snoring.
Yeah.
Always about being late,
Mm-hmm.
or like just waiting on other people. Like you're like standing around with your like thumb up your ass, like where are they? We need to get to here. And I think those are the two biggest friction points that I've seen that like occur on like, basically every trip from black people.
Yeah, I think those are definitely the most common ones. Like, I think one thing that I will add would just be like, I guess it like stacks on top of snoring, like just sleeping habits and stuff. Like, don't want to name any names, but like we had a friend that we just set weird alarms. Like I don't know what for, and there's no justification for it. And luckily I wasn't rooming with him, but I've seen like he set alarms to wake up at a certain time, and then just like sleep store, and someone else would turn it off for him, and then he would turn it back on again, and just that's what I sort of seen like that tends to piss people off, and maybe some people just need to take medication, or maybe some people need to just wake up and check something, but like I guess like the alarm thing would sort of piss people off because it will like wake up everyone basically, unless there was like a very good reason for it.
Yeah, if it's like you're sleeping through the alarm, how important was it really?
Exactly. Oh, secondly, I want to add is probably eating habits as well. Because when you're traveling, like for me personally, if I was to travel, I want to try out food and stuff. Like I want to see what the country has to offer for their food, and I get pretty invested in what I want to try. Like I list out a few places that I want to go to, or maybe just like a specific dish that I want to try. But let's say if you have picky eaters, like you traveling people who are picky eaters, I can't eat this, can't eat that, like, but they're not allergic to it, they just haven't grown up, and like that's probably one thing, because you have to try accommodate these people and go to places where they can eat the food, but some people are nice about it. They understand that they don't want to weigh other people down and like stop them from trying stuff. But you sort of just feel like a bit bad, bro. Like you're like dragging this guy who doesn't like to eat seafood to eat seafood, Yeah, and he's just sitting there eating a piece of corn. So yeah, so like that's probably like a bad habit. Like two habits that get people pissed off. Yeah.
Yeah, that alarm thing, that reminds me, because I used to work in warehousing.
Yeah.
And I always had a sleep timer for 4:30 a.m. I was in camp one time, and my fucking alarm went off because I was so drunk. I forgot to turn it off.
Yeah.
And it fucking rang, and it fucking woke everyone up. And they were just, and then I remember in the morning, I was like, who the fuck's in the alarm at 4:30 a.m.? Oh, sorry, that was me, bro.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, bro, I feel so bad, eh?
Yeah, but to be fair, that was an accident, right?
Yeah.
Like you probably had work 2 days ago or something for warehousing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's an automatic alarm. Like I have to turn it off because I don't want to like forget to set an alarm. So it's just I have to remember to turn it off.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather it wake me up than me not wake up for work.
Yeah, like that's true. That's true. And, like, have you know with the snoring stuff, right? Like, that doesn't really break friendships, right? Just
Nah, there's just a little bit of tension that like arises. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the best solution for that typically?
There's not really a like I think if there's the option like get your own room is like it's always nice but it's like super expensive.
Yeah.
Nah, you just put the snorers together and just like lock them in the room.
Exactly.
That's the only option you've got.
Yeah.
I'm one of the snorers, so I'm
yeah. Lock them in
you can't blame people for snoring though.
Exactly.
It's like they're not choosing to.
Exactly, but it kind of annoys you still at the same time.
It still annoys you. Yeah, exactly.
Where you shouldn't really have a right to be like annoyed. Well, you do have a right, but it's not right. It doesn't feel right. Like somewhat of a medical condition they can't control, right? I think like getting a pair of noise cancelling headphones is good anyway.
That's a good option.
Yeah, because it's good for a plane ride, right? While you want to listen to something or listen to this podcast on the plane ride without someone disturbing you and not being able to hear my beautiful voice. But also, for the snoring situation, pop them on when you're going to go to sleep. And problem solved, kind of.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
I guess another tip while we're like talking about how to handle yourself on like holidays. I feel like a big lesson for me was just learning to be like you do you and I'll do me, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like earlier on in my travel career, I kind of had an expectation of like, no, we've always got to be together kind of thing. We've got to decide together and then we'll like go to this and then like people just end up not being happy. So like the faster you learn to be like, I'm just gonna go do what I want on my own. And whoever wants to come along comes along. Yeah, that's a really good skill to have, and I feel like it kind of de-escalates a lot of situations on holidays.
Yeah. True.
So you know, some people they like every minute of their holiday planned. Rush here, rush over there. Got to see everything on that they've saw on TikTok. Yeah, that's not really me. So it's good being able to be like, some days you do you, and I'll just go here.
Yeah, and it's like I know for you, you're not a big sightseeing guy, hey? No. Yeah, and I think like for myself as well, like I sometimes get a bit of FOMO when I don't go and see these like sites and places that I see on TikTok or whatnot. So I'm like, I'm afraid that if I go there, like if I don't go, I'm gonna fucking miss it. But at the same time, I'm a bit drained, socially drained. But end up going, and then I'm like, fuck, it wasn't even that great, eh? Like I should have just done something else. And I think that definitely happened in LA when we went last year. Like there was one day when we were just speed running LA, bro. Like one day, just going to the museum.
Santa Monica.
Yeah, man. Like going to the Grove. Like shortly after that, and then from there going all the way to Santa Monica. Like to look at might be controversial, but look at a beach that's pretty shitty. Like it's. Like you get it. Like Bondi's probably not the best example, but like they will have like so many beaches here in Sydney that's like so much nicer than Santa Monica. Yeah. But Santa Monica is pretty iconic. You see it in GTA and all that stuff. And so like I guess like I'm glad I went, but I think if I had the choice to, I would just like try like spread it out. Or even if I missed it, I'm like, oh fuck it, man. Like I'll just go next time I come. So yeah, it wasn't a big deal. And I think like after that, a couple of days after that, I just decided that I was gonna just chill out with my partner, and two other friends wanted to tag along and just went hiking in LA, which was a really, really good day. While like you guys went to the outlet and
that sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably like an hour and a half, and it was like it's nothing here.
Yeah,
the deals weren't even that good.
Straight out, exactly. So yeah, like don't be afraid to just venture out on your own, and like don't think that you're missing out on much. Like definitely like just follow your gut, man. Like if you feel like you're better off just doing something else, like and you never really found the want to see a certain heritage site, then just don't go. Like and just chill out on your own. Like might be a different story if you're with your partner, right? And you know, if you don't,
you do you.
you do you. Yeah, that's a different story, right? But you know, if you're going with a group of friends, like it's okay to just venture off on your own and get a bit of alone time, right? And like maybe even just like staying in the house for like a couple of hours, like just being on your own, like that's probably like needed, and don't be afraid to do that. So yeah, I think we've definitely covered quite a bit. And
What are our like summary for like travel? I guess I don't even know what this episode was about really. We just reminiscing.
we were reminiscing about traveling, but I think it was more so about like why you should travel, and like like you said, like it might be wise. Like some people think it might be wise to invest in a bunch of stocks, or just like saving your money, put it in a high interest savings account, get some index funds and all that stuff while you're young, so you can prepare for the future, and like and you can be a millionaire and travel to the Bahamas or something when you're 35. But I think, you know, you should. Like, we think that you should travel while you're still young, right? Like try to save a bit of money, and go to places, you know, while you're still young, and especially traveling with friends. Right.
That's something that I feel like you can't really like make up for like later
Yeah.
on. If you want to like backpack through Europe for like half a year,
Yeah.
you can do that when you're older. It's alright.
Yeah, but you can't do that when you're like 60 years old, right? You probably can't
that's
carry
true.
a big ass backpack.
Yeah.
So there is inspired on some things, and like traveling. What traveling has done for us is that it's given us new perspectives. Like we might just be so focused on our day to day that once we get that break and go somewhere and just not think about anything, just, you know, besides like traveling and going by your day there, and when you come back, you sort of have this new perspective and you feel a bit more refreshed, or maybe whatever you were doing with your current life, like you're actually not happy with, and you discover what you're actually like happy with, and what you want to sort of do with your life. And also like meeting new people when you're traveling, and how to, I guess, go to, like how to travel with friends or travel with people together while from your home country, while you don't have as many friends to travel with. Like we really recommend like joining maybe either travel groups, maybe talking to colleagues, and like plan a trip like that. Like for me personally, I did a study tour which was just organized by the uni. So if you're in college or university, that's definitely something you can do. And yeah, man, like that. And what else? What other tips, like just to wrap it up, that we spoke about today?
Maybe a bit of homework.
Yeah.
Take ownership of your next holiday.
Yeah.
Next time you hang out with your friends, say, you know what would be fun? We went to Thailand together.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, just ask your friends the question, right? Because then they might be thinking a similar thing, but they might just be like, oh yeah, there's
no one's taking the initiative.
No one's taking the initiative. Yeah, just bring it. Do your research. Like, find a place where you've been wanting to go to, and ask your friends that if they want to go, bro. Like, or ask a family member, like a cousin or a colleague, and you know, just plant the seed, and then you know, like let us know how that turns out. Yeah, but that pretty much wraps it up for today's episode of Backdoor Banter. And yeah, just like leave a comment on where you have been recently. So where was your last trip, and what did you learn from it, and also where you want to go next, and what you're hoping to get out of that trip. Right? So,
leave tips for Europe, because I want to go next year.
Yeah.
What are the must-go-to cities?
Yeah, that too. I'll be planning that with Justin. So, yeah, leave that as well. If anyone has any Europe suggestions.
And they can also leave some travel hacks, because that would be handy too.
Yeah.
That would be very handy.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, yeah, thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow, and we're out.
See you guys.